this is the National Cancer Society Malaysia. You've reached the Cancer Information Service. How can I help you? Hello, this is the National Cancer Society Malaysia. You've reached the Cancer Information Service. How can I help you? Hello, this is the National Cancer Society Malaysia. You've reached the Cancer Information Service. How can I help you? Hello, this is the National Cancer Society Malaysia. You've reached the Cancer Information Service. How can I help you?
Okay. Thank you for joining us tonight for our monthly section of the Cancer Nutrition Mythbuster. Okay. I'm Michelle, your dietitian at National Cancer Society Malaysia. Okay. So today is a bit different. Okay, as compared to last time. Okay, instead of we debunk the full myth, right? We will discuss on okay how we can eat healthily during the Chinese New Year, and also we have a special guest today. Okay, so let's welcome our special guest, which is Crystal.
Hi, a very good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to give a round applause to Michelle for inviting me to have a wonderful night with all of you today. So, my name is Ying, but you all can just call me Crystal. I'm currently a clinical dietitian as well, but I'm practicing in a private hospital in Penang. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, so thank you, Crystal, for joining us tonight. And then today, both of us will discuss on okay how we can eat healthily during the Chinese New Year. So without further ado, okay, let's start with our first dish today. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So let's start from the very basic and also very popular one. Okay, which is the Lao Seng, or we call it as Yi Sang. Okay. So
Isang,
Yi
yeah.
yeah. So Yi Sang also known as like Lao Sang in Cantonese we call it Lao Sang. Okay, and actually it is a Cantonese style of the raw fish salad, and it usually okay consists of strips of the raw fish. Like sometimes people will put salmon lah, but yeah, most of the time what I can observe is people will put salmon, and also they will mix with shredded vegetables and also a variety of the sauces and condiments, yeah, among other ingredients. Okay, yi sang okay is interpreted as yu sen. Okay, in Mandarin we call it as yu sen, meaning an increase in abundance. Okay, so therefore, Yisang is considered a symbol of abundance, prosperity, and vigor. Okay, so Crystal, I want to ask ya, have you Lawson already for this year? And like
I
what
would
you usually will put it
Hmm.
inside? Yeah.
Okay, so the very interesting question is actually on my social media, right? I have been seeing a lot of relatives and all the friends. They are having the first ever Yisang this year already, but it's together with their company dinner, their farewell dinner or their celebration dinner. You know, we call it like Kai Gong Yan or So Gong Yan. But to me, because in a private setting, we are much slightly different. Normally, we don't have this kind of company dinner because we are not a big department. So unfortunately, I'm still waiting for my first Yisang, which is during, I think, will be on our Tuesday Friday.
Yeah, this
But it's a
Friday.
good question. Yes, in Friday. So I see a lot of posts. They are posting all the Yisang, heng, ong, hot, everything. But for me, myself, I'm looking forward to Yisang with my family on Friday. So just now
Oh,
you did ask normally how we prepare the Yisang at home, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
for us, as you know, I'm staying in Penang. Well, I'm a Penang Lang, so it's a Penang Hokkien Lang. So for our Yisang, normally it is very important for us to prepare a variety of colors. The more the variety, the more, as you mentioned, more prosperity, more wealth, and this significant abundance. So for us, normally we'll have at least 5 to 7 colors. So we have
Mm,
red, orange, yellow, green, like as the picture shown, purple, all these color 5 to 7 because each of them signifies a different meaning. So other than the ingredient, it is also the specialty. The soul of the yisang is mainly on the sauce. Because we know that
mm,
all the yisang is all fruits and vegetable. Well, it is really healthy to us. But if without the sauce, if you have asked me, I wouldn't want to eat it as well. The soul is always
yeah.
on the sauce, the condiments. So this one normally how we make homemade is you have to get a lot of plum sauce.
Yeah,
Plum
true.
sauce, and then because of the sweet taste, we add a little bit of honey, some salt and pepper to taste, a little bit of water. That's
Mm,
all. This is a simple yet nutrition misang. So if you have to ask as a dietitian, maybe towards our audience tonight, if you wanted for us to rate what is the most healthy dish during Chinese New Year, this is definitely the first dish we are going to show you, which is our
Yeah.
yisang. Some people call it yisang, like you mentioned. Some people say lao sang, yu shen, a
Yeah.
lot of different names. But this, what we mean, is the same kind of dish. So to
Mm.
us, as a nutrition point of view, it serves as a very excellent appetizer to actually kickstart our digestive system before all the heavy dishes, all the meats, the seafood that we are eating during every New Year dinner. For
Yeah.
morning, lunch, dinner, we can see that all the dishes is very heavy and we can eat it as long as 1 week. So this is a very important method. We start by eating gisang, and another tips from dietitian is that take a lot of vegetables so that you can eat more healthily as compared to those who take lesser vegetables during Chinese New
Mm.
Year. So this is personally for us, how do we prepare? But I believe different people are preparing differently in their household, right? How about you,
Mm.
Michelle? Since I have shared mine, how about your method of preparing gisang at home?
Well, for me, it's like okay. Just now you mentioned that you do have a variety of the color of the vegetables, right?
Yes,
For
yes.
me, it's like I would say maybe like 60% of the vegetables, and then another
Ooh.
40% is from the fruits. Yeah, we'll add some fruits inside, like the mandarin orange, and then strawberries, and also like pineapple. You know, Hokkien people will say ong lai ong lai.
Online,
Yeah,
yes.
it's yeah. It sounds like the fortune telling. Yeah, so usually we will add some fruits inside and like to make the yisang like pop with fresh flavors. Yeah, and
Oh.
like by adding all this, it can be like more colorful and also
Mm,
without the use of any artificial coloring or any like preservative. Yeah.
mm.
Other than this, right, we will also like put some topping like
Oh,
the crunch roasted peanuts or maybe
that's
like
really healthy.
yeah, or some like toasted
That's
sesame seed
mm,
to make it like looks better and it tastes better lah basically. Yeah, so
mm.
that's how I mean like my style lah, like how we make the yisang.
So that is really interesting. Definitely, different household we will prepare our homemade yisang differently because we know our family taste preference the best. Some people don't like vegetable, you can put a lot of fruits. Some people don't really like fruits, then you can put a lot of vegetable. You just pick that what kind of ingredient you like. But
Mm.
at the nutrition point of view, let us discuss. So this is a really interesting sharing that we can know that something in common between like my recipe and also Michelle's recipe. It is all packed with all plant-based, fresh fruits and also vegetables and different kind of colors. So because it is all fruits and vegetables, the first utmost benefit of Yisang is it is packed with a lot of essential vitamins and mineral that is useful to our body metabolism no matter when. Because we say that eat healthy should be a long term. It's not only during Chinese New Year because Chinese New Year
Yeah.
is only once per year. So
Mm.
secondly, because another additional point is that when we are preparing yisang, the vegetables and also fruits we are using, they are all in raw form. This is
Mm.
really different compared to eating a home cooked food. Normally, we will cook our vegetables, we'll make it into soup or stir fry. But in yisang, everything has to be raw. So
Mm-hmm.
in the raw vegetables and fruits, it will actually maintain the amount of antioxidant, which in Chinese we always say that 抗氧化剂,抗氧化,抗老, the antioxidant will be in the highest amount. And then secondly, if you have heard before, we call it 天然酵素, which is very good for our metabolism. This is only can be found in raw fruits and vegetables because
Mm.
these two nutrients, once we give a high heat, we cook it for a long time, it will be mostly destroyed. So Yisang, this one is a plus point if you are aiming for antioxidant, beauty during Chinese New Year. Instead of all the
Yeah.
heat food, we call it 热气, all the heaty food. You can
Yeah.
make balance by popping in all the Yisang first. Thirdly, as because it is all fruits and vegetable, it is definitely a very perfect dish of fiber. So as we know that for fiber, it is very useful for people who have constipation. So constipation, a lot of time they say that because you need to increase your fiber. But this one to note to all our audience here, in order for the fibers that we take in to work effectively, you have to drink enough of water. And normally this
True.
is more important than the healthy food we eat during Chinese New Year because for me myself, I tend to forget about drinking water during Chinese New Year. We talk a lot, we play a lot, we yam, sing, we yi sang. We always forget that plain water. Even though
Yeah.
we are drinking water, I always will look for, is there chrysanthemum tea? Is there green tea? Or is there Coca-Cola? All these sort of New Year beverages, but we keep
Yeah.
forgetting. You still have to get enough of water in order for all the nutrients that you get from the yisang to absorb in our body effectively. So lastly, the one you mentioned, Michelle, you are adding all the crunchy texture from the almonds, nuts, and seeds. This is definitely another good tips that you are adding healthy fats into your yisang. So come back to our topic. I think the audience would want to know. So after I know all these benefits, I wanted to ask, is yisang suitable for everyone, even though it is made from fruit and vegetables? So maybe Michelle, what do you think? Do you think it's suitable for everyone in this world?
All right. Okay. So actually, okay, the answer is Yisang, like what Crystal mentioned just now, Yisang is packed with a lot of vitamins and minerals and also quite high in fiber. Yeah, they can add for the digestion and also like healthy fat, yeah, all these other things. So Yisang is actually suitable for everyone. Everyone means include like those who have three highs. Three highs, usually in Chinese we will call those who have 三高. Okay,
Mm,
三高 means okay, those who have high cholesterol and then high blood sugar level and also like high blood pressure. Yeah, because of the healthy fat that we include. Okay, into the yisang like the nuts, it is a good source of the good cholesterol. I mean like the healthy fat. Okay, and also like yisang actually is quite high in fiber, so fiber can help can help to lower down the blood glucose level that for those diabetes patient, and also like because of we didn't put much sodium or salt inside, so the low sodium part of the yisang actually is good for those who have high blood pressure. And also, okay, don't forget our cancer patient. Yeah, so
yes.
for cancer patient, okay, here I mentioned that okay, raw food actually is not recommended for those who are on treatment. Actually, this sentence means okay, like raw food as in like those raw salmon, okay, like those protein food lah, basically animal based protein food actually is not recommended for them, because like when they are undergoing the treatment, their immune system tend to be a bit lower. So that's why if you eat like those raw food, kan, it will poses them high risk of getting the infection. Yeah, so some people will say, okay, how about the vegetables and fruits? Like because like what Krista mentioning just now, okay,
It's
Yisang
all
usually we it's all raw
yes.
veggie and raw food.
Mm,
That one is still okay as long as you watch it properly. Then I would say that actually it's fine for cancer patient to take it. Okay, just need to get remember is like salmon or like any other animal protein source is, I mean like in the raw form. Okay, it's not recommended for them to take at this point of time. Okay, yeah.
Yes, totally agree. So another message we as a dietitian wanted to share with all of you is that in this whole wide world, there's no specific dishes who is suitable for everyone. Because all our diet, if you want to maintain a healthy lifestyle, it also have to be personalized to your own condition. For example, a lot of people will think that, for sure healthy one lah, yisang ma, all fruits, all vegetable, no need to answer one, this one confirm healthy. But you see, as a case example, for those
Mm,
cancer patients who are undergoing treatment, you have to be aware if you are eating all the raw food, and this specifically when you are eating out. for those family household, if you are taking your Chinese New Year dinner in outside of the restaurant, you would have to avoid and beware of what kind of raw food you are taking in. But if let's say, as Michelle mentioned, if you are making homemade yisang, as long you know that all the fruits and vegetable is freshly cut, is freshly washed, is very clean, you can just enjoy. Because New Year,
Yeah.
like we mentioned, is only once per year. It's not every day. Yeah. So, all right. So the first dish, we are starting to bring all the Chinese New Year vibes already. So
Yeah.
let us bring us to the second dishes, which
Yeah.
is also very super common on our Chinese New Year table. So look at the slide over here. Is it very familiar with all of you? So this is we call pun choi. So in
Yeah.
Chinese, we call pen cai. So pun choi is and also a very auspicious one pot dish. It's served in a very big pot. Traditionally, I found out they say that it is served in a wooden or a metal basin. But so far from my family household, we are using either clay pot, as shown here, or in the metal basin. I never seen the wooden basin so far. Maybe in the modern days, it's much more different than towards
Yeah.
the days. So pun chai is usually, as this picture shown, very crowded with overflowing of ingredients. For example, all the red meats, we can see all the pork,
Yeah.
duck, seafoods. Seafood include like you can include fish, fish maw, abalone, scallops, sea cucumber, and etc. a lot. And this also same with the yisang. Different household will prepare the pun chai differently. But as a common towards our Chinese people, the more variety, the more the abundance, the more significant the prosperity, the more higher our wealth towards 2024 for this year. So,
Yeah. True.
to our discussion, because we are sharing about nutrition, right? Is
Yeah.
pun choi really good for us or not? So, let's see the
Okay.
following slide. So a lot of you, maybe you listen to our tone, you say that, yeah, just now she said red meat liao ma, got all the seafood, shellfish, confirm the dietitian will not approve, right? But because our life is very short, and I always mention New Year is only once a year. So before we look into what are the disadvantages of eating pun chai, let us please embrace what are the benefits of eating pun chai. So firstly, as we know, all the ingredients, as opposed to yisang, which is all fruits and vegetables, pun chai are all packed with all animal based, the most delicious one, all kind of red meats, all kind of shellfishes. So in animal based, this is called protein based food. So this is a very excellent dish if you are aiming for high protein diet. So high protein diet could be someone who are on maybe muscle building or after surgery that you want to increase your recovery. Secondly, especially we can find a lot in the red meat because red meat they contain higher in iron. So for people who have low blood count, like in Chinese we call 贫血, people with low blood count, you are trying to boost up your blood count, you can take in more red meats. But remember, we are meaning the lean parts of the red meat. It's not the
Yeah.
fat. This is a good way to boost your blood count very effectively. Thirdly, we put our attention to all the shellfishes. We have a loaded of zinc. So zinc is actually a micro minerals that is essential to our body. And to those men, if you want to hear a more handy tips is that they will always say zinc, especially in all the shellfishes, is very beneficial to the reproductive health of men. So during Chinese New Year, a lot of families say, right, when you can give me a baby, when we are going to have soon. So the men will have to listen clearly. Please eat more shellfishes during Chinese New Year. Okay, and the last one, because it is also packed with all the seafoods, normally creatures in the sea, they are very high in this nutrient called iodine. Okay, so other than we embrace all the benefits, you can see it is we have more benefits than the disadvantage, but we still have to be share the awareness to all the audience today. So let us look For the downside of pun choy, firstly, because it is all packed with meats, all the seafoods, animal based, it is very high in saturated fat. So for those who you didn't know what is saturated fat, it is basically meaning the bad fat. Our
Hmm.
body definitely need fat, but we need to give our body the good fat, not the bad fat, because animal fat is very high in saturated fat. Okay. Secondly, like we always say, the soul of all our Chinese dishes sometimes is not purely on the ingredients. It's because of the sauces. So the sauces in pun choy with all the condiments are very, very high in salt. And then thirdly, because like from the picture just now, you can only see a tiny bit of broccoli hiding in between the meat. Therefore, it is very low in fiber. To the extent that
Yeah.
if you ask us, all animal-based meats or seafood, they have no fiber at all. So this dish will be disadvantageous for those who want to boost your fiber intake to improve your digestion. Okay,
Hmm.
so following that, I think the audience want to know as well. So after you talk so much, right, is it suitable for everyone or not? So maybe Michelle, do you have any tips to share with the audience, maybe other than who is suitable? Because I think pun chai for me, when I see the picture, right, my saliva is drooling already. So even though you see that, oh no, I saw myself in not suitable category, if patient with all these things, can they still enjoy? And then do you have any tips to share with them? If you really want to eat, can we close one eye and you teach them the method how to eat or not?
Wow, okay. So
Mm,
actually, they are quite, I mean, like, there are few tips, okay, for us, like, for us to teach everyone, okay, how we can enjoy the pun choy, even though, okay, we have these three highs, or we so-called sanggao. Okay, the
mm,
first thing, okay, as we all know that, okay, pun choy, I mean, like, the most of the ingredients are meat and seafood. Okay, and then also, like, often the quantity of this food, right, for each person are actually as it like what we should have in a day, because the portion is memang very big. Yeah,
yes.
so first, okay, what I will recommend is, okay, um what we can do is, you order the pun choy one in a right portion size. Okay, and also you consume the meat, fish, and also, like, maybe others alternative in a moderation.
Mm,
Moderation means, okay, you can use your palm size. Can see my palm size, yeah, my palm size here, yeah, okay, as a guide to eat the protein. So meaning that, okay, make sure, okay, the protein that you take fit this one palm size here, the one that I circle.
mm.
Yeah.
And then we
Okay. So make
have to tell them to use their own palm size because we
yeah,
have different body sizes, right? Those if you are smaller inside, they say, "Nay, I'm using my father's hand, and I can eat this much." No, you always follow your
yeah,
own palm size, not others people palm size. Yeah,
yeah. Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. Yeah. And then the other thing is, like, meat such as, like, fatty meat, and also, like, those pork knuckles, and also, like, the BBQ pork usually will be
delicious part.
added. Yeah. All these are the delicious part, and usually all these things will be added to the pork chop. And also, all these things are actually are quite high in fat.
Mm,
Okay, so tips that how you can, like, reduce all these thing is, like, okay, for example, when you making an order from the restaurant, okay, or when you make the puncha at home, right, okay, try to choose, like, those low fat items, like, okay, lean meat, or what you can do is, like, you just avoid taking, like, those fatty part, like, you remove the skin of the poultry when you eat it. Okay, there's another tips. Okay, another tips will be like, okay, pun choy usually is, you know lah, they put a lot of soy sauce, and like the, like, dark soy sauce inside to make it looks yummy. Okay, and also, and usually, okay, all this sauce and seasoning, like the oyster sauce, fermented bean sauce, or we call it the chu hao sauce, okay,
mm,
are quite high in salt or sodium, and usually they will be added in a very large amount. It's not a very small amount one. Okay,
Mm.
so therefore what we can do is, okay, for those who have high blood pressure, you have to take note on this. Okay, we recommended you to avoid taking like huge amount of the gravy. Okay, like don't make it into banjo lah. Okay, we Malaysian, yeah,
No
we
kuah
know.
banjo, please.
Yeah, no banjo. Yeah. So what we can do is we limit it, maybe like previously you take like maybe like 5 tablespoons. Maybe now you try to reduce it like 2 or 3 tablespoons. Okay, by doing this, it can help you to limit your salt intake per day. Yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, yeah, just now Crystal did mention about like for pun choi, basically no veggie inside. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, it's very sad, no veggie inside. Yeah,
Mm.
so don't forget, okay, to add vegetables inside the pun chai if it's a homemade one lah, okay, or you can cook another vegetables dish to pair with the pun chai. Yeah, to this is to make sure that you get your daily intake of the fiber lah, because during Chinese New Year usually 大鱼大肉, in Chinese we
Yes.
call it that. Usually it's high protein diet. Memang low fiber, no veggie at all.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so
Mm.
so that's why we are here, like keep emphasizing, okay, remember to add vegetables inside.
Mm.
Yeah, make sure you get your fiber lah.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So just okay. So yeah, so I think yeah, like Crystal also mentioned just now, right, because because pun choi actually is high in protein, so that's why it's very suitable, okay, for those who just completed their surgery, because like for those who have wound, okay, they needs the protein to help the wound recovery faster. Yeah, and also for cancer patient, yeah, when they are doing the treatment, their body is actually high in stress, and no matter the chemo or radiotherapy, they will kill off their body cell. Yeah, so in order to make our, like we call it as good cell lah, to recover faster, so we actually need all these protein.
Mm.
Yeah, and then of course just we also like mentioned about like those people who have three eyes actually are not really
Mm.
suitable, but I also provide some tips. Yeah, so it's like you open one eyes and close one eyes lah. Yeah,
Mm.
and also
Yes.
like for those who have gout patient, you really have to take note on this
Mm.
protein lah, because high seafood memang high iodine and high purine, it will make you like feel painful after this. So what you can do is you have to really like limit, you have to control the amount that you eat.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Because this
Yeah.
one is also a very interesting fact. Among those not suitable, we have all the three highs and also gout patient. But we have to say a really big sorry to among the gout patient. You have to really avoid eating a lot of shellfishes and also red meat during Chinese New Year. Because sometimes we feel that it is so unfair. For example, for my relative who having gout, versus my relative who are having maybe diabetes, high cholesterol, or high blood pressure, when they all eat a lot of pun choi with the same amount, but normally the following 1 to 2 days, all the my relative with like cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure, they have no symptoms at all, nothing. But those with gout, we can see they are swelling for their joints already. They develop gout. So meaning the effect among gout patient is way more significant, and you can see a very immediate effect. So among out of all these, for gout patient, sometimes you ask me to tutup mata, I also say I better buka dua mata. Because Chinese New Year is a 1 week celebration. So maybe if you want to tutup mata towards the end of Chinese New Year, only you pop in some shellfishes or red meat. Or else later during your Cho San, Chu San, Chu Si, Chu Wu, you will have a lot of your leg ache, leg swelling, very
Yeah.
along. So this it is more understandable towards people who are living with high uric acid. And maybe I think some of the people will ask about how about high blood sugar? The pun choi, do we add any sugar or not for diabetes patient? We say that memang all is from meats and also seafood, Normally, protein will not increase our blood sugar. But in pun choy, the hidden culprit is the sauce again. So other
Yeah.
like what Michelle mentioned, we have all the dark soy sauce, and all the light soy sauce, the chu hao sauce,
Oyster sauce.
all
Yeah.
sauces. But to make it the consistency of all the gravy, the kuah kuah banjil, you need a very important ingredient, which is cornstarch or maybe rice flour. All flour, they are all refined carbohydrates. So even though you are not taking meats at all, you take your rice, you give it kuah banjil. So meaning you are adding all the refined carbohydrates. So when it is digested in your body, it will break down into glucose as well. Because it is from the flour, eventually your
Mm.
blood sugar will increase without eating any meats or without eating any seafoods in the pun choy. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that is all we want to talk about the pun choy. So maybe
Mm.
what's next, Michelle?
Okay, so just now we have okay, the first dish we discussed is yisang, okay, is appetizer,
Yes.
and then
Mm,
now the main dish is the pun choy, okay,
mhm,
okay, but we are not going to bring all these main dish or
mhm.
like appetizer to visit our relative or
Oh
our
yeah,
friends, right?
so big question.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why okay, next. Okay, we are going to discuss about these Chinese New Year cookies because this is what we will usually bring this as a goodies pack when we go visiting others people. Okay. So Crystal,
Mm.
when it comes to the nutrition, okay, to be honest, okay, Crystal, what do you think about the nutrient content?
If you ask me to think, I need to think a lot of time because I couldn't think of any. Or if you really we go into very detail, the nutrients that
Mm-mm.
we can get in all the cookies, all the bakery products is actually vitamin B. Because mainly all these are made from flour. So flour is a very natural good sources of vitamin B. So other than this, if you have us compared to Yisang, do we have antioxidant? No. We don't have
Mm.
antioxidant for anti-inflammation, but towards the baking method of the cookies, the ingredient, we might cause inflammation to the body. Then secondly, we don't have any fruits or vegetable. Some of you might say that, I see the middle one, the pea cookie. Pea is vegetable ma, so it's healthy. So talking about all the cookies, we try to see it positively, but we also have to see what are the disadvantages if we eat in excessive amount. What we always
Mm.
emphasize is there is no one size fit for all. We are not recommend for every one of you to totally stop eating because Chinese New Year is no longer happy. It is not a celebration. Just remember, not in excessive amount.
Mm.
Okay, so in terms of the nutrients, we would have to say sorry to say that the minimal nutrients in the all the cookies is not really significant that is beneficial to our body. If you will have to imagine, normally how is our bakery product done? We put a lot of flour, even though we have vitamin B, but to us, it's like maybe buy one free two. You buy the flour for vitamin B, then lepas tu dia bagi free sugar. A lot of sugar. Buy free two kan. The second one will be a lot of free fats. And all the fats
Mm.
really on either if you can find a more healthier option, they are using vegetable oils. But some, most of the time, we are using butter. So we got the
Mm.
fragrance. Some, if let's say the cookies they are selling outside, they want to save budget to get the aroma, but still avoid the butter. They are using another alternative, which is margarine. A lot of time they say that margarine is healthy, is from plant-based, so no saturated fats. But when we're thinking of there's no saturated bad fats, but margarine is processed from the liquid-based plant oil into a solid form. So this processing requires a very high heat in the factory. And
Mm.
if you want to buy plant-based for the nutrient, dia bagi free satu lagi, free you trans fat. So
Yeah, the
trans
worst
fat
one.
is even worse than all the saturated fat that we have found in butter and all the animal fats. So in all the Chinese New Year cookies, November, like for me, my favorite is pineapple tart, and also the kui kapik, and also the popiah bahu. All this is either they free you a lot of sugar or they free you a lot of fat, and then it is meat based. So we call it as empty calories because fat contains very high of calories. We can eat full by eating cookies, but with the calories in, but there is no nutrients. And another point is that when we are talking about in order for the good nutrient to absorb in our body, we need to have good digestion. So for the cookies, normally in Chinese, we always say, don't eat too much later, heaty. Drink more water because you eat a lot of cookies. Because if the cookies, they are no fibers, it's very low in fiber. If you memang want to say that maybe like pineapple tart, I homemade the pineapple jam by myself, I can still see the fiber, but it's really, really minimal only. But overall, it is still majority packed with all the fats, the bad fats, and also the calorie, very high in sugar. Another thing is it's very minimal of protein as well. So maybe we have started this tone of, wow, so scary, the Chinese New Year cookies, like this is only we are sharing the nutrition point of view. But when it comes to similar question that we cover for Yizang and Hun Choi, is New Year cookies suitable for everyone that we can eat? How much we like during Chinese New Year? Maybe Michelle, can you share with the audience? I think they would like to know, is it suitable for everyone? Maybe especially for our friends who is living with cancer. Because normally during their treatments, they already no energy and then they feel really down because all my family members, all my doctors, all my dietitian in the hospital are restricting all my food. What I love to eat, they ask me to restrict everything. But during Chinese New Year, if my favorite food are all the cookies, can I eat or not? What is your point of view, Michelle?
Okay, so speaking about this, okay, people always have this mindset that okay, now I have cancer, I should eat healthily. Like these
Yeah.
cookies are Chinese, okay, high in sugar, high in fat, no fiber, no protein, no nutrient at all. Okay, I should avoid this. Okay, but we have to think about another way around. Is like okay, when cancer patients who are doing their treatment, usually they don't have appetite to eat at all. They may loss of appetite one. Okay, so what we can help them to get the energy intake actually is from all these kind of food. Like Chinese New Year cookies, usually we call it as energy dense food. Like it's actually high in calories. Okay, by eating in a very small amount, it can give you a very high amount of the calories. So actually for cancer patients, they are okay. They are allowed to take the Chinese New Year cookies because they already got no appetite. Takkan you force them to eat, oh, you must eat rice, you must eat these
Yes,
vegetables, you must eat protein.
very demoralizing.
Yeah, and also like some more no food enjoyment. Yeah, so that's why Chinese New Year cookies, I would say is okay for those cancer patient who take it, even though that okay
Agree.
there is no nutrient inside, but at the same time actually is high in calories. They can help them to cover their daily requirement in a day. Whereas okay, for like those people who have sangao or like tree highs, or like those our we say it like generally healthy population now, okay, we have to okay we have to really like okay take note on this because like high sugar, high fat will make us put on our weight. We don't want to put on some unnecessary weight during this
Yeah.
Chinese year.
A lot
So
of
we
people say
mm,
after Chinese New Year we gain weight. They say that yeah, normal ma, Chinese New Year only once a year. I come in,
yeah
all the calories is okay. After Chinese New Year, I go to the gym, I do intense running, I go to swimming, and I can complement back to get the balance. This is normally what we do, right? New
yeah
Year, I forget already what is diet. You just eat. After Chinese New Year, okay, I think I need to stop back and recover my diet.
yeah true, but we cannot use this as an excuse,
Yes.
yeah, for this Chinese New Year cookie. So now let me show you okay what is a exact like the the portion size okay for the Chinese New Year cookies. Okay,
Really, really interesting. Let's see.
yeah. Okay, as you can see here, okay. Yeah, three three pieces of the kueh loyang or we call it like mi fong tong okay, imagine.
Yeah,
Actually,
a lot of
it's
different
equal
names.
to one bowl of the rice.
Yeah.
But and then also like three pieces of the pineapple tart is equal to like
Oh,
one piece of the roti canai.
that is
But
my
I
favorite.
but I know that okay, we all will not stop at the third piece one. we will
Of
sure
course,
continue 4, 5,
I
6,
can
and 7,
finish
8.
half of the container if I really enjoy while talking with friends and relatives.
Yeah, so you imagine how many pieces of the rice or the China or the roti China you already eat like within a very short period. Yeah, and then one more thing for me, I think this is lagi teruk lah. Okay, the bak kwa. Okay, 2 pieces
Oh,
of the bak kwa is equal to like okay 1 plate of the nasi
nasi
lemak with
lemak.
yeah nasi lemak with fried egg.
This is really
Imagine you
shocking.
eat 4 pieces. Okay, meaning that in a day you already had 2 plate of the nasi lemak with fried
Correct,
egg.
correct.
They a
Mhm.
lot. Yeah, even though
Sometimes
the
I
egg.
would also I will also feel that sometimes we know how to control the portion, but as Chinese family, our relative, our akong, ama, auntie, uncles, when we bring the cookies to their household, they will say, come, sit. So once we started to sit down, they'll say like, nah, this is very nice. Eat. You must eat a lot. Only you can grow up. Like you must eat. Then after that, give you maybe 1 piece of kuih loyang. They say, enough for now. You eat so little. Now this is pineapple tart. You take another 2 pieces. Then
Yeah,
after
this
that,
is nice. Eat this. That is
correct,
nice. Eat
correct.
that.
They keep feeding you because during the Chinese New Year, sometimes to us as the younger generation, it's not really pleasant for us to reject because this is the sign of offering, the sign of caring from the elder generation to the younger generation. So sometimes to us, it is very challenging. One thought is saying that I need to control, but another one for celebration, you need to eat, you need to control, you need to eat, you need to control. So
Yeah.
as a general advice is remember you have to remind yourself to take it in moderation. Yeah.
Yeah, and also sharing is caring. Yeah,
Yes.
remember this.
But don't
Yeah.
because of the diet and then make the relationship with your friends and family become too awkward. For example, if let's say your mother or your father asking boy, you eat more pineapple tarts. This one is homemade by your auntie. This is made from love. You don't say that. Don't want the dietitian told me it's very unhealthy. I cannot eat at all. This is very demoralizing because this is memang the love for your family. If let's say outside when you're going to shop for New Year cookies, you see a lot of promoters, right? So if
Mm.
it's homemade with your own family love, it is from outside. Normally, I would say, "Thank you so much, no thanks," and then go home. Only you eat those homemade from your beloved friends and family. Yeah, that's another tips as well.
Mm. Yeah. So and also like even though that okay bakwa okay we know that it's a bit is seasonal lah okay but still
Mhm.
okay and not only the bakwa like for others like type of the Chinese New Year cookies okay we really like need to watch out the portion size up because we memang don't want to like put on some unnecessary weight during this Chinese New Year. Okay. Oh yeah. Krista, do you have anything want to add on?
So far, I think it is all good. It's a green light for us as a dietitian
Hmm.
for all the cookies. Just that I would like to add on because we are more focusing on patients who are living with maybe three highs, or especially patients who are living with cancer, or even though population who are healthy like us, but we want to do prevention. So one of the major health concerns I would like to share with the audience is here the consumption of bak kwa, which is the one we see that 2 pieces of pork dry meat, the bakwa, is equal to 1 bowl of nasi lemak. Because it is not because of the ingredient, it is pertaining to the preparation method. So as we know that bakwa or maybe from chicken as well, the grilling method is they put on top of the open fire through the charcoal. So by this cooking method with very high heat, it is believed to trigger the formation of carcinogens. So carcinogen in Chinese, simply saying, is all the 致癌物, which is all the compounds that if accumulative in long term, it will increase our risk to diagnose with cancer. And this can be found not just in bakwa or maybe kekwa from chicken, it is also found in all the normal barbecued meats. It is not pertaining of the ingredient, it is because of the barbecue, the grilling method over the open fire charcoal. And also to add on, based on the study in WHO, our World Health Organization, they have officially announced that processed red meat has actually been classified as carcinogenic to human and is under the category of group 1. And it is already proven that excessive consumption, we need to emphasize this, yeah, not to totally say that you cannot eat at all, but accumulatively, if you eat it very frequently and excessively of processed meat increase the risk of getting cancer, especially colon cancer. Yeah, that is what I would like to add on because we are always encouraging people to eat as they like during Chinese New Year, but still, as the dietitian, we need to share the reality of the grilling method when we are eating all the dried meats. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all from me. Thank
So
you.
for those who want to know more about the red meat or like all these processed meat, you can go to our Facebook Live or our YouTube channel to rewatch our our this debunk food meat series because we did debunk about this food item before that. Yeah. Okay. So So before we end our sharing, okay. So here is a healthy yisan recipe that you can make at home. Okay, during this Friday or Saturday because it's Chinese New Year, right? Yeah, it's coming soon. Actually, it's very simple, okay, and quick yet nutritious that require no cooking. Okay, so you can easily find the ingredient at the supermarket and happy trying. Yeah, so you may screenshot this page, okay, for your reference. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think now okay, let's move on to the Q&A section. Let's see whether we have any question here for our today's talk.
Question time. This is the interesting session.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a question here. Okay, it's from Christina Po. Okay, she asked, is abalone or seafood suitable for cancer patient? Okay, so maybe I can try to answer this. Yeah, so actually for seafood, right, or we call it as abalone, seafood actually is considered a protein source. So actually, for cancer patients who are doing treatment, they actually need high protein diet. So seafood actually is suitable for them. Yeah. Hope I answer your question. But one thing you have to keep in mind that the seafood that you buy must be in fresh. Yeah, because we are afraid that some people that Chinese they have a lot of pantang one. They say if you got surgery you cannot eat seafood because you will have pus, you have itchiness. Yeah, so yeah. So if like the cancer patient, he or she doesn't have any food allergy regarding on the seafood, actually it's fine for them. But for those who have this issue like food allergy, yeah, it's better not to take it lah. Okay, hope I answer your question. Okay, so we have another question from Sky. Okay, do you have any tips on food safety, especially foods like isang, where sometimes we use raw veggies and salmon? Okay,
I
yeah.
think I can
No.
share on that because just now I did share normally how our Hokkien family prepare. So as a dietitian, I will always look in how my family prepare, other than just the ingredient and also the food safety. So most importantly, because we are, as we mentioned, gisang is all in raw form. So make sure that other than we are buying all the fresh ingredients, once we brought all these ingredients back to home, it is necessary to clean thoroughly, which means that you do not only have to wash the vegetables or fruits in a running water, tap water. So based on the food safety, do not wash your vegetable in a stagnant water. Meaning you prepare a big container, you put in the water, and then you immerse all the fruits and vegetable and you stay it there. This is not the correct way. You must have sure you have to put the running water to keep cleansing all the fruits and vegetable. So second step, before you want to prepare your yisang, you still have to cut like all the shredded fruits, vegetables, all that. Make sure you use a clean chopping board. A lot of time when we use chopping board in our household, we use the same chopping board to chop all the raw meats, the raw meat, the raw salmon,
Veggie.
the raw meat. After that, we rinse a little bit of water. No need so much one to wash again. We continue. we bring in all the cucumber, the cabbage, which is supposedly to serve raw, it will actually causes cross contamination, which is
Yeah.
this one is very, very not safe to those cancer patients who is undergoing treatment. And this is the reason why we always try to avoid yisang who is prepared from the restaurant, because we did not know what is the condition in the kitchen. So we have to use separate chopping board, one specifically for all the raw fruits and vegetables. You don't have to purposely put one chopping board and vegetable. You can always mix it. Okay, and then the third one is once you have cut all the ingredients to prepare your yisang, we do not actually immediately serve it on the table. We'll store it because a lot of dishes for our reunion dinner. Once you cut everything already, make sure you keep it cool. Do not leave it in room temperature. So in precise, we say that if you are leaving any food in room temperature for longer than 2 hours, the bacteria will start to form. And even the bacteria will even love the temperature of room temperature and also secondly raw foods because we do not provide any heat. So the good method is that after you cut, you prepare accordingly. You keep it in a container, or maybe you can just plate it as how you want to plate it during the yisang. You cover it with a wrap, and then you store it in the normal fridge. But make sure it's the normal fridge. You don't accidentally put into the freezer. Then later, when everyone is ready, yisang already all hardened.
Yeah.
These are the three simple tips to make
Mm.
sure from preparing, from buying the ingredients, washing, chopping, and storing before putting up on the table. So I hope this one helps a lot. Okay, because as you prepare your own yisang, your family feel much more love and care as well compared to the restaurant because they want to make it fast. A lot of table they need to prepare. Normally they chop, 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 mix, 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 and then leave it. Sometimes when I go to the Chinese restaurant, I happen to go to their restroom and then I walk past how do they prepare. All the dishes, right? They are queuing all on the table. So including all the yisang, they are queuing there in a room temperature for very long hours. So this is definitely is very risky to contamination of all the bacteria because from our naked eyes we cannot see all these germs. But once eaten already, your body will know my owner is feeding me bacteria. Then your immune system will start to work and will do all the symptoms. This is specifically towards patients living with cancer who are on treatment. If those healthy population, you don't have to be too over worried, okay? Because sometimes our body they have their own defense mechanism. A little bit of bacteria they can get rid in a normal metabolism. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is to Sky. Yeah.
Okay. So we have a question from Miss Cho. Okay. She asked, when you mention under treatment means under chemotherapy, not to take raw food, right? It's after chemo and under radiotherapy still okay, right? Yeah, you are correct. Okay, so raw food usually we don't recommend for cancer patient to take it when they are undergoing their treatment. But once they finish their treatment, actually it's fine for them to take the raw food. Okay, hope I answer your question. Yeah. All right. Okay. That's okay. I think no more question, and that's it for today. Okay. So, thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, I'm dietitian Michelle. Okay.
I'm dietitian Crystal.
Yeah. So we wish you happy Chinese
Chinese New Year.
New Year. Yeah,
恭
and
喜
then
发
恭喜发
财，
财. Yeah, 龙年
龙年大运。
行大
Yes, it's
运.
the dragon
Yeah.
year. Are you a dragon, Michelle?
Oh no,
We
I'm
have
a
no
rabbit.
I'm a rabbit. Same. We are
Oh
both
yeah lah,
rabbit.
same lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah.
towards
So
those audience who are is the
mm,
dragon, it is your year. So do
yeah,
enjoy fully your once in the 12-year cycle. So do remember to embrace all the benefits from the food, enjoy the celebration. But another point of view, you still have to remind yourself, be mindful on what you are taking during Chinese New Year. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So once again, okay, thank you, Krista, for joining us. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So
You're always welcome.
yeah, so I think before we end, okay, I'm going to share like what is the next topic that we are going to discuss. Okay. Yeah, so I'm pleased to share that our upcoming live session, it will be on 5th of March. Okay, also it's a Tuesday, and we are going to discuss healthy Ramadan, and we are going to discuss about the food, okay, during the Ramadan, and the topic will be like healthy Ramadan and sustainability. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, so thank you everyone, and yeah. Okay, so if you have any question, okay, please call our toll-free helpline, okay, which is 1-800-88 and 1000. Yeah. So see you next one. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
see you.
you.
新年快乐，拜
新年
拜。
快乐，拜
Thanks for
拜。
joining.
Yeah.